Well, after 38 years in the same classroom, a South Bay teacher is closing the book on her teaching career. Len Ramirez on what Mrs. Hong thinks of today's school systems.
Give me your eyes and ears. Boys and girls.
When Mrs. Gladys Hong started teaching the 5th grade at Toyon Elementary School, President Richard Nixon was still in his first term in office. Now, after 38 years, Mrs. Hong is finally retiring.
38 years went by. Blinked my eyes, and even my person who's interviewing me remembers me. It's been that long, right?
That's right. Mrs. Hong's rookie year was 1971. That year, I was also at Toyon in the 5th grade. And although I was in a different class, I remember Mrs. Hong as Toyon's newest teacher. She's never changed schools, never even changed classrooms. Room 12.
My son always says, "Mom, you've only written one resume. Do you know what that's like?" And I said, "Well, I'm one of the ones who's truly blessed."
This summer, Toyon says goodbye to 3 longtime teachers. Besides Mrs. Hong, Mrs. Janice Correa is retiring after 37 years at Toyon. And Mrs. Juanita Ryan is stepping down after 36 years. Again, all at Toyon. I asked the teachers to compare teaching now versus then, and I got some candid answers.
I feel sorry for the teachers coming in now. Everything is harder. It's more structured, and it's more reading and writing and all of the fun stuff like art and science even gets put to the side. I think schools are really run more like businesses now.
The fun is gone. You know, everything is just lockstep, and those test scores is the most important thing that we have to accomplish, and it gets very stressful.
The freedom, I think, of getting to do things has changed somewhat because you're a little less free. Because we're so concentrated on, test scores, we have to focus on that more.
Times have changed, but teachers say their students are still eager to learn. I put some of Mrs. Hong's 4th and 5th graders to the test. Mrs. Hong has 38 years of service here at Toyon Elementary. Miss Correa has 37 years of service at Toyon, and Mrs. Ryan has 36 years at Toyon. Add those up, and how many years of service is that all together? 111. That's right, 111 years. Is that a long time, class? Yes. Together, these teachers have taught thousands of kids, many children of original students, some who are now grandparents, and they all remember most of their names.
Even though, like I say, they're older than I am now, when they're my students, I always remember them as my 5th graders.
Joining you now live from Toyon Elementary School. This is my old cafeteria, and I'm here with a big community celebration, and all the teachers and many of the students over the generations have come back to say goodbye to their teachers. I'm joined now by Mrs. Hong. Tell us who you're surrounded by right here.
Thank you. I have 2 generations of students I've taught. This is Devonay, and this is her mom, Katrina, and I taught mother and daughter. This is Elijah, and his father, William, and father and son. So 2 generations I've taught here.
Well, congratulations on your retirement. Great job for 38 years.
I thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Now, that is one of the things, Alan, that really struck me at looking at this celebration here. You have current children and middle-aged men and women. All of them share one thing. They've been taught by these same teachers, very dedicated teachers, dedicated to their craft.
Wow, Len, it's nice to see you still need help with your homework there in the story. But
absolutely.
Come on, tell us.
Ask a teacher.
Didn't you really want to transfer into Mrs. Hong's class way back then?
Well, looking back, it would have been a great thing to do. I mean, she was a very nice-looking teacher, especially to a 5th grade boy.
She's standing right there behind you, too. You better say the right thing or it's detention.
And look at her today.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the years have passed at all.
The children keep me young. What can I say? So this is a joyful occasion. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Back to you.
Nice to see the turnout. All right, Len Ramirez. Appreciate that.